Okay. Hi, Parvin. How are you?
I'm awesome as always.
Thank you so much, Dr. Parvin. It's really amazing to have you over here. Hi. Hello, everyone. Good day. Today, I have got an expert, yet another expert on our show, Limitless Life Insights, from an industry expert. She is actually a life coach. She is a mind body hacker. Very interesting person, right? So we are going to get more insights from Parvin Lasania, and she is going to give us many insight. And of course, to introduce about her, Parvin is actually a psychologist. She is a counseling psychologist. She is a medical doctor by profession. She is an author. She is a life coach. She has this community called Parvin Wellness Community, and of course, as I told you, she is a mind body hacker. So when it comes to these points, maybe I know that you are having so many questions in your mind today. We are here to ask her a few insight in terms of breaking some of the myths because I'm so curious to know from a psychologist. You know very well that I'm also a psychotherapist, so we are sailing in the same boat. So eager to get some more insights from a psychologist about common myths that people have today, and we will break all those myths. All right. And let's welcome Parvin one more time on this show here. Thank you so much, Dr. Parvin, for being here and giving us this opportunity to have some insights from you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, Sasirekha, for this wonderful introduction. Yes, and thank you for everyone who is watching this show. I'm sure you're all here to get some special insights from us, which you will.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that.
Stay tuned till the end, and
Yeah.
you'll get absolute value.
Definitely, they are going to stay here. Okay, Dr. Parvin, I had this interesting question in my mind because you know very well in my community, I help women, busy women, to come out of their stress life balancing. Most of the time, when women is asked to take care of themselves, the self-care, self-love, they feel it is very selfish thing to do. And I have many times told them it's a myth, but can you give some insights on self-love is not selfish and how will you break that myth?
Okay. So now, our audience, I want you to listen. Myth is self-love is selfish. I'm sure you have heard this repeatedly. And especially for women who want to do their own things, who want to go away to the gym, leaving their little kids at home, or who wants to go and work so that she feels fulfilled. People have called her selfish. How many of you might have experienced that? Please type in the comments. Yes. So, actually, I want to say that fact is self-love is the most selfless love, not selfish at all. Because when I do things for myself, when I take care of myself, when I take care of my physical health, when I take care of my mental health, my dreams, my desires, what happens is I feel so fulfilled and happy inside that once I come home, I'm able to give my love completely 100% to my kids and to my family. And it's not only to my kids and family, all around me, I will be radiating love because I have done that for myself. Let's take the example of a glass. So if the glass is empty, then if somebody is asking me to pour from that glass into their glass, I'm not able to pour anything. So the day I fill my glass, the day I fill my cup with love, everything I do for myself, the cup is full. I'm now able to pour into another's cup. Another example I want to give you, which all of you will be able to relate. So we have a lamp. We light lamps, right? Especially Diwali time. So just imagine that there is a lamp in a room. So when that lamp is unlit, the room is still going to be dark, isn't it? Yes. So when the minute I light that lamp, then the whole room is going to get lit with the lights. So the woman is such. When she is lit, then she is able to spread the light all around her, the joy and happiness all around, the love around all her. So I'm sure this example is giving you some insights into what self-love actually is.
Amazing, amazing, Dr. Parvin. Angels out there. Nobody can explain you someone, telling you this much of insight, right? It's really mind-blowing answer. Dr. Parvin, I have this, I have to accept this. many of us, we think forgiveness is only for the other guy, other person. It's not for them. And what is your opinion on that?
Yes. So a lot of us, I'm sure we have experienced hurt from somebody or the other at some point in our life or the other. And we think that person has done such a bad thing. And we got hurt once.
Hmm.
But what we do, we keep remembering that hurt. We keep thinking about that hurt. And what we are doing to ourselves is if it's a needle prick we got once, we keep pricking ourselves again and again and again. So this is what we do when we keep thinking about the hurt. And when I do not forgive that person and I keep telling, he has done such a bad thing or she has done such a bad thing, she has used such bad words, how can I forgive her? How can I be normal with her? What we are doing is actually that person who has done it might not even be aware that we are holding on to this. When that person is happy and jolly in whatever he is doing, it's us because we are holding on to it. It's us we are harming. So when we do not forgive, we are continuously pricking ourselves. For that one time, we got that prick. So this, I'm sure you all are able to relate to. So what happens, when we do not forgive and we hold on to resentment, grudge, and that hurt which we are reliving again and again, we are hurting ourselves. We are hurting our physical health. Our immune system goes down. Our energy levels goes down. We fall sick. And there are people I have known who have held on to grudges for like 5, 10, 15, 20 years and they have got cancers. So, my dear audience, I want to tell you that forgiveness is not for the other person. Other person has done something and has moved on. It's for us, the person who is holding on to. So, we need to forgive. There are several techniques which we can do to forgive. Maybe at some other time we can discuss that. But forgiveness is for us, for our health, for our mental health, and for our physical health. So I have a small story to relate to. When I was new in my marital home, and I held on to things that people told me, and they controlled me, and I felt so caged, and I felt they have tied a leash to me, and I wanted to just get out. All this was happening in my mind, and because this was happening in my mind, I went and got illnesses one after the other. Tuberculosis, brain tumor, uterine tumor, you name it, I had it. Till the day I realized that I need to forgive and move on. So, audiences, everybody who's listening to this, I'm sure today you have made this decision to forgive people.
Yes. Amazing. Thank
What
you.
do you have to say about this, Sasirekha? Any inputs on this?
Yeah, Dr. Parvin, I always feel like when you rightly said the grudges that we are holding on to it for years and years. And what we generally feel is like when we have that grudge inside us, it's more poisonous than having a glass of poison itself.
Definitely.
That's the fact. And the other thing happens is if you hold your fist tight fisted for at least more than 5 minutes, you'll start feeling the pain and heaviness of the hand. And just for an empty fist, you hold on to so much of emotions inside your small little heart for a longer time. Trust me, how much of pain that you're going through. And it's not worth it. I would say sometimes I always felt like I tell my clients that whatever the grudge that you have, the other person is not even worth it.
Yes.
Because
They
you
are
are giving
happy. If
your
they have done
focus.
something, they might not even be aware of what you are undergoing. They
Exactly.
have
And
just done it knowingly or unknowingly, they might have done it, but they might have moved on.
yes,
And the person who's holding the grudge and who is resenting and angry and sad, that person is causing harm to themselves. And rightly, Sasirekha has pointed out, it's like having a glass of poison.
yes. And you guys are
Absolutely.
giving them the focus day after day, thinking and thinking and thinking, recreating it
Yes,
multiple times in the
exactly.
brain.
Yes,
So that is not at all worth it. So start understanding that. Of course, sometimes I feel like this, and I hear from people also, especially men. And sometimes even today, women started doing this. The trend is like this. If we show our emotions outside, people may think we are immature.
Yes.
What is your opinion on that?
Yes. So this is myth 3. I want to bust now, right now. That many people say that strong people do not show their emotions. Mature people do not show their emotions. But I beg to differ. I say no. The ones who show their emotions are the strongest. The ones who are expressing their emotions are the most mature. So I want to say something about this. There are people in my practice as a counseling psychologist, as a wellness coach. I have heard people saying that, I'm feeling this inside, but I'm not told to my family how I'm feeling. And they come to me with severe pains and aches, and they also have reduced immunity. And not only that, they keep on overthinking so much that they're living in their mind.
Hmm.
They're all the time thinking about the past or about the future. They
Hmm.
forget to live in the present moment.
Hmm.
Their body is badly affected. Cancers, tumors. I have been there. But I feel that expressing your emotions is the best way, because if every emotion, it never goes away on its own. People say time se acha ho jayega, theek ho jayega. But I say time never heals. If we do not express the emotions, they do not just go away. Feelings just do not go away. Actually, one more thing I want to say, Sasirekha, is, feelings are actually transient, but that feeling is what we keep replaying. We don't just allow it to pass by expressing it. We
Hmm.
keep holding it, and because they have no other place to go, they settle in our body.
Yeah.
They settle in our body as illnesses. Keep staying in our mind as overthinking,
Hmm.
living either in the past or in the future. And this also leads to a lot of mental health issues: depression, anxiety, OCD. Lot of these are because of not being able to express their emotions.
Hmm.
And I have had clients, Shashi Rekha, who ask me that if I'm going to say to the other person what I'm feeling, and that other person is not taking it, what should I do? Okay, that you have to express your emotion and say, I'm feeling this. So when you express it, when you name your emotion, when I say I'm upset, I'm angry, just naming my emotion itself brings down the intensity for myself. Whether that other person is going to listen to me and is able to take it, that's in their control, not in my control at all. Yeah, so let's leave their control in their hands, and let's take control of ourselves. Let's express it. If the other person is not listening, it's okay. We must be able to let it go. The other thing is, there are some situations where, it's some societies, they're conditioned that they're not supposed to speak up. They're not supposed to, especially women, they're not supposed to voice their concerns, their thoughts, their feelings. Uh,
Hmm.
for them, I would say one healthy way of doing it is writing it down. Journaling and writing down, what am I thinking? How am I feeling? What am I thinking? How am I feeling? Every day, at least 3 to 4 times in the day, if you just write down your thoughts and your feelings, you're
Hmm.
getting it out of your system. You're not allowing it to stay in your system. Right.
So
So, of
amazing
course, we
because
all want to be seen and heard and felt and loved and accepted. But, the second best option is to write it on that paper.
exactly. That's the reality actually. When you start looking at what you have written, you will start figuring out a pattern of where you are actually going and what is happening inside you. And this leads me to the next curious question. Like many times, even myself, we think like we know ourselves much better than anybody else. But I wouldn't accept that also. So what is your ideologies of that?
Yeah. So, as Shashi Rekha has rightly pointed out, we all want to think that we know ourselves very well. I too thought once upon a time about myself. When somebody wanted to tell me something about me, I said, Arey, I know better about myself than you. And I was not ready for feedback. But there are ways to know more about ourselves. And the day I started knowing more about myself was the day I was able to come out of many things.
Mm.
Knowing about myself means it's not only the outer circle where I know my name, my profession, what I do, what I like, which color I like, what I like to eat. Those are all the outer worlds. The
Mm.
inner worlds are like what I am thinking, what I am feeling, what
Mm.
are my values. All these things are the innermost things. So knowing those things, it requires a little work on ourselves. We don't come to know it automatically. So when we actually sit and think, reflect, when we make that intention to know more about ourselves, only then we get it.
Amazing. That was like mind-blowing answer. In fact, you were speaking the radical truth that we don't want to open up and listen to, but it was a really amazing session, Dr. Parvin. Thank you so much for your time, for being here, sharing with us so many busting the important myths that we always feel it is true, which is not, and it's a misconception. And of course, for all the viewers out here, I have a happy news for each one of you. We both have co-authored in one of the book called I Can Coach. It's a really
Yes.
amazing book. Why I say this, it's not just we both of us. There are 68 other authors who have written this particular book. Everyone has written their inspiring journey of life. And please, I would highly suggest you please buy the book. It is getting launched on April 1st. Buy the book and support us. And one thing that can actually happen when you start reading the book is it will definitely impact you to transform into a better version of yourself. And who knows, your journey will be the next story out there as well. All right. And thank you so much.
Absolutely. Sashirekha is so right that you're going to read these stories of transformations and journeys of other men and women, and you are going to definitely relate to one or the other stories, and you would have had the similar journey. And coming out of that situation, whichever you are in, reading these stories are going to give you great insights.
Definitely. Dr. Parvin, thank you so much for your time. And I know it's a Friday and mid of the day. You have taken your time to be with me, answering some of my questions. Thanks a lot for your time, Dr. Parvin. Thank you.
Thank you, Shashirekha, for hosting me. I truly appreciate you being my host, and you asking such eye-opening questions was really a bang on for me. And I'm sure the audiences would have benefited. One tool I want to share with my audiences about self-awareness, that please go and look at Johari's window. And here you will learn how to know more about yourself.
Mm.
And this is the first step to change. That's the reason I'm giving you this tool to come and learn more about yourself. And if
Awesome.
you want to know more, and if you want to go on this journey, then you are welcome to follow me on Instagram at Parvin Lasania. And
Please do follow. There is
yes,
you not welcome. Everyone, please do follow Dr. Parvin. She's
and
doing
Shashi
amazing
Rekha.
work. Yes, she's doing amazing work as a counseling psychologist. So you can definitely get in touch with her for any of your issues as well. And thank you, Dr. Parvin. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Take care.